Okay, let's create a cube when we already have our dimensions. So we want to right click on cube, create new cube, use existing, suggest, picks up our two facts tables that we're interested in. We have two different sales tables. We want to combine those on this same cube for the same reports. It wants us to use all the different attributes, so we don't want that. We want to say order quantity and sales amount, order quantity, sales amount. Yes, we do want to use our existing dimensions. No, we don't want to create any more dimensions. These dimensions, notice it picked up on the fact. It will let you create dimensions from fact tables, because sometimes you do have dimensions embedded in your fact tables. And we have two dimension tables in our data source view that we haven't used yet, and it picked up on that, and it wants to grab those too. But if we want to use those, then we should really go back and create dimensions for these individually, including the fact tables. We can create a dimension from a fact table all, in one step all by itself. So we don't want any of this. And now we're done. Oh, and that's another thing too, is if we did select these and hit next, it will not let you sit there and select which attributes you want. So, it's one more reason why you don't want to do it here. And then of course we can name it. And hit finish. And now we're looking at our cube, and the parts we're really interested in are here and here. You've got your dimensions for the cube, and you've got your facts for the cube. So we've now moved away, finally, now that we've created the cube, we finally moved away from these table dimensions, and now we're actually looking at cube dimensions and cube facts. So one thing you'll notice is that our date dimension didn't show up here. Instead, we've got this order date, ship date, and due date dimensions, because it's doing role playing here. It created a date dimension for each of the date keys that it found in our facts. So, and if we expand these, we can see the attributes, which end up being our hierarchies that we created in our dimensions. So all that's here. If these names are not what you're wanting, then you can click on these links, and it'll take you right back to these, so that you can change the names. For example, if you didn't like this product hierarchy name here, you wanted to name it something else, you click here, and it'll take you back to the hierarchy. So now you could change that name. And this would be now a good time to explore the data. So we would process and then go to the browser. I'm going to save time by going to the one we've already built, and so here is that's the cube. So then you hit browser, and here's the browser where you can drag and drop your measures and your dimensions in here to create to see if it's working, see if it's what you're intending. But it doesn't allow you to collapse and drill down and all that kind of stuff. They removed that functionality. It used to be in here, but they removed it because they depreciated the control that they were using. So now what you really want to do is you want to hit this X, which takes you to Excel. And then you just hit enable, and now we can do everything we want. And see, this is our this is basically like a pivot table down here, but the pivot table is going to actually appear over here. This is just where we drag and drop our measures and attributes and stuff. So let's say we want to do reseller sales, and we want to do internet sales. We want to see the sales together, and we want to see it versus employees. So now you can see we've got our employee hierarchy here, and we've got the reseller sales amount and the internet sales amount. And we can do slicers, for example. Now, when you use these checkboxes, it's going to put attributes in this, and it's going to put your facts in this. So if you want things to go into your slicer or into the columns, you need to drag and drop. So, for example, if we want to do an order date filter, we want to drag and drop it. And if we want to do, say, product hierarchy, we could drag and drop that here. Okay, so that's good.